Get ready, War Room Edition. Back again as your host is Jim here, and joining me as usual,
Co-host Nate, what's happening, Jim?
Nate Dog. What's up, Nate?
How you been? How you been?
Oh, I've been missing so much news lately. Like I don't know what to do.
Well, we should
Like
talk about it.
all these articles I wanted to read, but only had time to read the headlines.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
My whole day is just consumed with headline reading and stories I make up to tell my friends. Because that's exactly what we do here, right? We read these articles just like you do,
No, no,
headlines
no.
only. Well,
Yes,
we read the headlines only, and then we make the story up because we can. And why are we good at it, Nate?
because we're average veterans and we've been around the world and we've seen everything.
Right. We're above average
And
veterans.
and
We never been fact checked.
all right,
Got
that's
it.
gonna,
Got it.
that's gonna get old, but we're gonna keep saying it.
Well, either way, whatever. Who determines what a fact is and who determines what fact check really means, right?
Everything I say today is my fact.
Exactly. And we get to determine what a fact check really is.
That's right.
So that's what we're going with. And whether you like it or not, that's it. I can't remember. I wanted to talk about our buddy Johnny, whoever, not John. I wish this Johnny, I don't know who this Johnny is. I wish he would get on the show and reveal himself or stop the charade because we got two Johnnies that watch this show. One's a long time, who I'm talking about, the long time viewer, and the other
Yeah.
Johnny's the one that comments a lot. So
You coming again
I'd like to
recently?
find out. Yeah, that's why I was going to check because I think he did put something up, but I wasn't quite sure what it was, and I did a bad job. Just like reading articles, I did a bad job checking it stuff before I came in. So clearly, yeah, it's not going to matter. But either way, we're going to move on because I don't have time to check now either because we got headlines to get to. All right, we ready to jump in these headlines?
Let's do it.
All right. First one, right off the bat. Boom. McCarthy pushes for immediate end to pandemic emergencies as Biden won't until May 11th.
You want to hear a funny thing?
I do. That's what we're here for.
I actually read the article.
It's not possible. I made this one up.
Well, maybe
No.
not this article, but an article about
Oh,
this. Yeah, I mean, I agree both ways. What they're trying to do is give these places enough time to react to not receiving funds anymore because they're receiving funds for giving out free COVID shots. They're receiving funds for giving out free COVID tests. They're receiving funds for treating COVID. Once this goes away, all those funds go away. So they're giving them time. Granted, it should have probably went away May 11th of 2022. But anyway, here we are still today.
right. Well, I mean, you got to know something's going on, right? Because first of all, you remember when Biden got on TV and said the pandemic was over, and everybody's like, "Oh, he didn't say that." No, he didn't say that. And then they were talking about all the money that's affected, all the funnels of money they were sending people. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's why they're
So
waiting until May.
right, but I mean, why May 11th? Why the 11th?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. But why? Why the 11th?
Let me check my
Did it say it
calendar.
in your article?
No, it didn't say America while the 11th. What happened to be the date?
You know what I mean? It's like it's not the end of the month. It's
It's a,
not the
it's
end of a
a,
fiscal year. It's not
it's a,
like why?
it's a Thursday in the middle of a week.
Right, but is there a significant date that he can capitalize and be like, "Oh, look, May 11th, we saved the world from the pandemic." Like,
Yeah.
is that a date that I mean 5/11, 9/11? I don't know. Like
Ooh,
what the
511.
hell?
I was in the
You know what I
511th
mean?
MP company.
I thought it was 4/11.
I was in that one too.
Oh, all right. Well, either way, I guess they're
and
all
the
one
one
time.
and the 142nd. So
Right. So it's just weird, right? It's just weird the timing of all this. And, at this point, it's even funny just trying to do news or read this news anymore. It's just so funny because you can't ever look at an article without finding the motive because there's always a motive in there somewhere. It's never just reporting facts,
yeah.
there's always a motive somewhere. So and even McCarthy, we can say that. Why is McCarthy pushing to end it? Like,
Well, then
what does this guy want?
I saw where when it is ended, those drug companies are going to charge $130 a shot if you want to stay alive.
Oh, well, that's why then, right? Oh,
You
but
want
don't worry, insurance will pay for it. We'll just raise your rates.
of course, yeah.
Or Medicare, we'll just pay with the government taxes. So you're going to pay for it anyway. So what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Who cares if they end it or not? You
130
know what I
bucks a
mean?
shot. You want to stay alive? Here you go. 130 bucks a shot.
Well, I don't know about staying alive because no, I don't know about
Staying
staying
alive.
alive
Staying
because
alive.
because I mean you see there's people. I don't know if you saw it. I know it's not the headline, but the MSNBC host
No, I didn't
who
see it.
said you,
You can stop right there.
huh?
You can stop right there. No, I didn't see it.
Oh, but I saw people making fun of him because
Oh,
I mean he was talking about how he was out for a month or something, and I mean, and his reason was because he didn't get the next booster. He had COVID, but it's because he didn't get the next booster. Like at some point, you got to look in the mirror and say, "Dude, I'm an idiot. I'm just really stupid. Why do I believe what I believe?" But anyways, enough of this topic.
let's end this topic immediately.
Yes. Oh, coincidentally, look, our tax dollars paid thousands of government staff COVID unemployment benefits while they worked from home. Did you get any of
What
those?
if you are working? How are you getting unemployment?
Bingo. But if they were getting COVID unemployment benefits and working at home, maybe that's what it was. Maybe they just sent them home and said, "We're going to use this money to pay you instead of that money."
Oh, I don't know. I don't believe the headline. I don't believe this one.
You,
This is Babylon B.
you don't.
Oh, I mean,
But
it's. I don't know. You're working from home. You're not unemployed, and you're still working for the government. I don't get it. I work for the government and I work from home, and no, I didn't get unemployment benefits.
well, yeah, I mean, I think the COVID unemployment benefits were on top of. Like, see, that's the part people I don't think people understood quite right. Like, unemployment is an insurance that you pay for. You're entitled that money. If you pay unemployment insurance and you lose your job, you paid for that. The insurance company, whether it be the government or whoever controls the unemployment benefits, pays you because you paid into that insurance. So you're entitled that money. So nobody who loses their job should not get unemployment. But the COVID stuff, remember they put like $600 on top of that? That money was not
Oh
paid for. That
yeah.
was taxpayer money. So maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe these people went home and they were getting the extra $600 on their check from working for home, calling it unemployment because they couldn't be in the office. It's corruption. Either way, no matter how you read this headline, it's corruption or a
I,
big fat lie.
I kind of want to read this article. I want to see
You
how I did
wonder
it.
where your check was, right?
I need to go back and change my time card.
Right, exactly. Where was my check? Right? Isn't that crazy?
I
And I
mean,
wonder how many soldiers got to work from home.
well, you know what? A lot of the soldiers now, I shouldn't say that. A lot of the jobs now that civilians have used to be soldier jobs that they don't even do anymore. Like
Right,
there's not one MP where I work. It's all civilian. It's all civilian cops.
right.
It's
And you know the sad part,
the only I think quote unquote soldiers left anymore are ones that major installations and ones that are prepared for combat or have some type of
you,
duty
you
in combat.
right. And you know the sad part about this stuff is it's just like what happened before in the transition of, two jobs or two jobs and one employee. If these people went home and worked and they proved they can work from home, why bring them back? I mean, a lot of businesses lost people because of this. They were shutting down their offices in New York. Why are we paying millions of dollars to have real estate property where people show up to work when they can do their job from home?
Yeah,
You know?
there's competition on post where I'm at where people at certain organizations are jumping ship to go to other organizations that are allowing maximum telework.
Right.
Yeah,
And why wouldn't you? But
why am I gonna work here when I have to come to work 3 days a week when I can work there and not come to work at all?
exactly. And the problem with that is though, is those are the people that are moving out into the places where we don't want them. You know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, I don't have to go to work, so I can telework. Now I can move into some conservative rural area and screw their government up. You know what I mean? Like that's what these people are doing. And they're like, and guess what? I get paid the same New York dollars, and look, I'm working from home, and we screw everything up. Like
That's, that
I'm so
getting paid the same is not true though. It's based on where you're living now.
well. Who's to say you change your living address?
Well, I don't know. They'll find you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll find you. They can't
It's,
find you. They couldn't find the guy who placed the bombs at the DNC the day before January 6th.
but they can find everybody on January 6th.
Right, right. All the old ladies that were there too. Yep. Corruption, man. It's just more corruption. It's just so sad. So sad the state we're in.
We're in two
I
different
don't
states.
know. Well, I mean, the state of union. The state of the union. That state. But here's a state you want to know about. Yuma, Arizona supervisor warns of total collapse if illegal immigration continues.
Is that the supervisor of Yuma, or just a supervisor in Yuma, or
Maybe his name was Yuma. I don't know. I didn't read the article.
total collapse of what? The
I
country?
assume the country, right? I assume. Or the total collapse of illegal immigration? Like, I don't know.
Or Arizona? I don't know. Or Yuma? I don't know. A lot of questions in this headline.
Yeah, the headline's got enough questions of its own. But, just whatever. Talk about the illegal immigration status. I mean, like, at some point, these other countries have to run out of people to send here, don't they?
And we got to run out of money on them, right? I mean, no, let's just raise the debt ceiling. That's good enough.
Right, right. But I mean, isn't like Guatemala? Aren't they empty now? By now, I mean, like, aren't they all here already? Like, what's
Maybe.
what's the population of these countries?
All the ones that want to come are probably already on their way or here.
Right. I mean, at some point they gotta stop because it'll be overpopulated and it'll be just like the country they left, and then they're like, "This is stupid. Why did we go all this way, spend all this money?
Well,
Allow my family members."
I don't think they were leaving for overpopulation.
No, but if it gets overpopulated, there's going to be scarce resources for too many people, and it's going to turn into the same corrupt systems that they left. Because that's the reason they got it right there, right? Because there's not enough work down there. There's not enough money. The resources are scarce, and that's why people and tribes, even in the past, killed each other over resources. So, come here, make it overpopulated, so our resources are scarce, and then you're right back in the same place you just left. Really bright.
True. But I don't see it that way yet.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem, not yet.
Yeah.
But even I did the same thing. I got out of Jersey because I thought, well, if I can get a couple good years before they ruin wherever I go next, you know what I mean?
How's it going for you? Good so far?
Well, it's twice now. You know, I've moved twice since I've left Jersey because the first time, no, didn't work. Everybody followed me. And then I'm like, nope, not happening.
And then they
they
tried to get away from something and then voted the same way when they left.
Right, right. And then, because that's the thing, it's not that they want something new, right? It's they just want something cleaner. They're tired of the mess that they made, so instead of cleaning it, they want to go to find a different place to go because it's not messy. And then they come in there and they mess it up, and they're like, well, this place has gone to crap. Hey, no kidding, you moron.
Because of people like you.
Exactly, and they don't see that. They just don't see that because they just see it as, hey, this place is cleaner, cheaper, and it's gotten more nice stuff. And then all of a sudden it doesn't, and they don't realize, well, you're the reason it doesn't. So stay home. Everybody, just stay where you're at right now. Let's just have an application system where you got to put in, and if you're one of those people, they put you here. One of these people, we'll just start segregating people by their, politics and beliefs and all that other stuff. We'll just have 50 different countries. And that's all we'll do. We'll do 50 different countries.
I said do 25 and 25.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people want to do it anyway. They want to push for it anyway. We can't just all get along like we used to. Anyways, we're going to get on because this is the big topic here that everybody's talking about. 2 officers involved in Tyre Nichols' death were hired after recruiting standards were lowered. Now, I wanted to show you Oprah. Oh, no, Oprah. Whoopi Goldberg. Oprah. Whatever.
I don't want to see her either.
Yeah, neither one of them. But I wanted to show you Whoopi because the comments she made, dude, I mean, like, I don't know, dude. I can't believe there's that many students. How is it a show? How does The View exist? These got to be the stupidest people in the world, and they're getting paid a lot of money for stupidity. Like, even Jackass has better purpose than The View.
Jackass is just comedy.
Right, don't hit your buddy in the balls. It hurts. The View, what do they teach you? hey, look, people could be stupid. Like, I mean, it's just, she said, what do we need? White people to start getting shot to do something about this? Does she have any clue that white people are beaten and shot by the cops a lot more than black people? Like, does she have any clue? They just don't
No,
televise it.
it's not in the media. We can't show that.
Right. They don't televise it because nobody wants to see that.
I'm
It's not
surprised. I'm surprised this one's as big as it was with no white people being involved.
exactly, but you see, they're still trying to say it, right?
Oh yeah.
They're trying to say this is due to racism. The people were trained by white supremacist trainers, or
Are
yeah,
they
I
really?
just, how do you? Yes, dude. Yes. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, how do you look in the mirror and say, wow, it's clear. I can see it now. Like, how do you say stuff like that? Five black cops beat a black man. Now, I don't even know all the circumstances, so I can't. I mean, from what I didn't even watch the video, dude. I don't want to watch the video because all of that stuff grosses me
Yeah.
out.
No, they all get what they deserve.
Yeah, right. It all grosses me out. But how do you just look at that? And like, I get it because the argument too on the other side, they say, oh, conservatives jump to the, well, you shouldn't have resisted arrest. Well, yes, there is an element of responsibility. The cops didn't just show up at this guy's door and say, hey, we hate you. Let's beat you up. You do own part of this. Now, it didn't have to go to the extent it went and should not have, but you still own the interaction. You brought the scene to its fruition. Now, what happened at the scene is totally not his responsibility, or, I'm not even saying any of it's his fault per se, because I don't have all the details. But you own some responsibility in this incident. Don't ignore that. Now, are these cops dirtbags? Yes. They make all police look bad. But I also understand that I don't even have the details from their perspective, even though I can clearly say, without seeing the video, the things I heard were definitely unacceptable. Never taught anywhere, never did I teach them anywhere, never would I would think kicking a guy in handcuffs in the head was a good idea. Never would I have ever thought that.
Yeah, they. From what I've heard and seen, they definitely went over the line, and they deserve to be fired.
Well, but
The
look at the
whole
headline.
and of course, that they released video, but did we see the whole video? Did we see from start to finish? No, absolutely not. You never see start to finish for the whole entire thing.
Right. Which you should be able to, though. You should be able to request all that. But the point I'm getting at, read the headline, and this is the point I've been trying to tell people for years. Forget about law enforcement. Let's start somewhere like McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to know what recruiting standard was lowered. What was it? Was it the PT test? Then who cares? I mean, whatever.
Well, no. Let's face the fact. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me or not. But first of all, you demonize police, right? What good person with great intentions is going to become a police officer today? I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I was a cop, and I walked away from it for one of the very same reasons, because it ain't worth it. To want to do right in the world, it's not worth it. The crap you have to put up with and the people you have to put up with, the thankless, it wasn't worth it. But I did see when I was there were, I don't want to say three distinct groups, but you had your bullies, you had your people who were bullied, and you have people who really wanted to make a difference in the world.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
And you can kind of see the difference because the guy who was a dork, which I'm not going to name his name, he was one of my FTOs, but he was a dork who thought he had to be tough. I mean, nearly had an old lady, you know, punch him in the balls, because he escalated a situation. Then you got your guys that walk in and want to fight. I mean, so you can tell the cops are not all just good people who want to be good cops, right? But at least keeping the balance kept some of them in check. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Now, what good person is going to become a cop? They're not. So what do you got to pick from?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
even heard a rumor. I don't know if you heard the rumor. It hasn't been confirmed. I don't know. But first of all, these guys were called Scorpion Group. Have you ever been in part of a police thing that had a group name?
Well, they were part
And
of a certain squad that was, and it's true that the disbanded squad. The squad was true in Memphis Police Department. That was a squad that did all these high risk raids and stuff like that. So it was a
okay,
It was
So
like
they're
it was a SWAT team type thing. They call it
okay.
Scorpion
So
Squad.
what? How did they interact with this dude? So that's what we need to find out. Was this guy part of a raid that went bad that we didn't see? And I mean, it's still not excusing the behavior. End
No,
of story. There's no excusing the behavior that at the end, but you understand how they got to this point, though. At least, right? You understand that their mentality is they go in and they deal with the tough of the toughest people and probably put their lives on the line every incident. So you know they're probably pumped up and hyped up. That doesn't excuse the behavior. Again, there's no excuse for the behavior, and they should be charged because you're grown ass men. You should be able to control yourself. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's kind of weird
yeah.
that they've got
If
this.
5 of you can't control one guy, you guys need to be retrained. Good
Exactly.
lord!
Exactly.
And they ain't
And
small
then
dudes either. They were big dudes.
right.
And the dude
And that's
and the dude they beat the shit out of wasn't a big dude.
right. You know, and I was what I was getting at is I heard a rumor. I don't know how true it is, and it may very well be just that a rumor. But I saw something that they said that some of these guys were in a gang or something, or unless
I,
they were talking about the
I was
Scorpion
no,
Squad.
I know. I think they were saying that they were in a gang, and this dude could have been a possible rival. So they just did their thing while they were on duty, with hopes of
So you
getting away
think
with it.
that's a red herring?
Oh, I don't know. I heard the same thing you heard. So if we both heard it, must be true.
Well, it's on the internet, and all I got to do is report it, and then you report it, and then we can reference each other. Well, Nate said it, so it's true. You can say, well, Jim said it, so it's true. That's how the media works these days, right?
Yeah.
Russian interference. Well, NBC said it. Well, CNN said it. It must be true. Two people said it. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, well, you know what? I hope it all works itself out in the system. I hope the justice is served. But at the end of the day, I think going after the police isn't going to help the problem. You're just going to get less and less qualified people, and the problem's just going to get worse and worse.
Oh yeah.
So that's it. Who's going to want to be a cop?
I mean, Memphis is a great city to begin with too. So
Well, right, and let's be real. Let's be real. I think we've talked about this. Cities are different than counties. A city cop, like a city department, I talked about this with the New York NYPD. There are so many police in NYPD, regular patrols can get lost. They could be running drug rings all day long, prostitution schemes, whatever. They can do all kinds of illegal stuff, and their supervisor wouldn't even know it because there's so many patrols. And that's how these cities have a lot of corrupt cops. Smaller departments, they can't get away with that stuff. But these big departments can. That's why you got a percentage of dirtbags, and it's a higher percentage. You know, you might have one dirtbag on a department full of 100 where you got, thousands of NYPD officers, and you're going to have 100 dirtbags. And that's a lot when you look at it in law enforcement.
Yep.
You know? So that's the problem here. It's not a training problem because the training from the old days and the training from the new days, it's all the same. It's a recruitment problem. It's who you're hiring. And you're hiring people that shouldn't be cops. For one reason or another. No matter they're tough. Look at the military guys. You send, special forces and all these guys out. Now, they're all not bad. Some of them are controlled. But some of them are just crazy people. They're just crazy, and they can't come back to society. Have you experienced this? I don't know how much you dealt with the law enforcement side otherwise, but you get these special forces. They kind of compare them to Marines, right? Marines go out and they do a great job at combat. And then they come back to party, and all of a sudden they're all getting arrested because they don't know how to act in civilization. You know what I mean? So these cops that do tough jobs, that's exactly what they're like. They go out and do tough jobs. They have to immune themselves from a lot of the emotions and experiences that we would cry about.
Right. Yep. Yep.
So they have to be tough. But the problem with that toughness is they build a shell so that when they get into the regular general population, or that's why they all hang out together and drink together and end up, high suicide rates. Because they can't just, assimilate to regular population because their job requires them to be on a whole new level. And I'm sure maybe that's what happened here, and maybe they didn't even realize what they're doing. But at the end of the day, you did it, you pay the consequence.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to be too hard on them because I don't know these cops. I don't know them. But I do know we have a recruitment problem, and we're not hiring quality anymore. And I can tell you from personal experience.
Your application pool is not quality anymore. So, you got to fill the shoes because you got to have cops. So
You're right. You're right. And you can see it everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, I can see it everywhere, even in locally where I'm at. The new cop that, pulls you over and you're like, dude, you don't have a clue what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, and he went through academy, he did all this stuff, and he just, yeah. So, anyways, I think we beat this to death. No pun intended. Um,
Damn.
that was terrible, huh? Well, in all fairness, like I said, I don't know this guy. I don't know. It's a bad situation, regardless of the players involved. It's a bad situation. I just wish more people would take accountability for their part that they play.
Oh, we got to blame somebody else.
Yeah,
Everybody else's fault, not my own.
yeah. I wish they would. I wish they would take more accountability. Maybe this wouldn't have happened.
I would take accountability for ending this show.
Well, that's your part of it. My part is to actually end the show, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
So that is all the time we have for this episode. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nate, for being here. Thank you all for your comments, subscriptions, and all the fun things that we wish you were doing, but maybe are not. But we soon will see it because we know you love us and we love you. And we are going to be back for another episode soon. But until then, Godspeed.
And go Birds. Pull the pin already. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already. It's hard.